Welcome back to Nora's Kitchen. I'm Andrina Grinberg. I'm here with my trusty sidekick Michelle, and we are here to bring you our special Chanukah edition. Tonight we are cooking potato latkes, which makes my heart sing. I'm obviously Irish. I would have potatoes for breakfast, lunch and dinner. But we're going to concentrate just on the potato latkes and not my love of potatoes, which I'll probably spruce all night. First of all, get all your ingredients ready. Now, all the list of ingredients is on the website, and as I always say, prepare everything so you can just go bang, 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 because potatoes do not like to be peeled and exposed to oxygen. They turn brown very quickly, and just to keep them nice and fresh, you put them straight away into cold water. So you can either use your food processor, or I used the trusty box grater because I need to build up the guns. But whatever way you do it, get them into cold water. Now I know I've got them in a silver bowl right now. It's actually better to put them into a glass bowl of water because something about the chemistry between the silver and the starch makes them turn a slight shade of pink. But anyway, we're moving fast here in the kitchen tonight, so the silver bowl will do for now. I also have shredded my onion. Once you've shredded your onion, just give it a good squeeze, drain the water out of that as well because you don't want soggy latkes. I don't know why we keep it just to Chanukah to eat these things because we should eat them all year round, but this is what we're doing tonight. So I've got my potatoes already shredded, I've got my onions ready, and I've measured out my eggs, my matzah meal, also salt and pepper, a bit of schmaltz, optional. I like it because it gives it a very distinct flavour. And then we have what's called potato starch. You can buy it, it's a very fine powder. And what that helps it do, it helps it bind it all together. So now that I'm so prepared, I'm going to go ahead and drain my spuds, as we like to call them at home, into a colander. Now, if you don't have potato starch and you've just decided tonight you want to make potato latkes, I can show you a little trick on how to get some. So here we are, the shredded potatoes in water. Excuse my hands. Just going to pop them. I've got a colander inside a bowl at the moment just to make it less messy. As you all know, I'm a very messy cook. And as I take out all the potatoes, I'm not too worried about squeezing them right now, but give them a little squeeze because we're going to do an extra squeezing session in a moment. But basically, once you remove all of those shredded potatoes and let the water left in the bowl settle, you'll see a fine white kind of film at the bottom of the bowl. That's actually potato starch. So if you don't have any in the cupboard, you can add that in. And the potato starch just helps them hold together because I don't know if you're like me, I have problems with my latkes just keeping them together without adding too much egg or without too much matzah. That's where the beautiful potato starch comes in very handy. So again, bottom of the bowl, tip the water out slowly and you'll see the potato starch. I might actually show you later once I let that all settle. So I've got my shredded potatoes in there. I'm going to pop my onion in. I have kind of squeezed most of the wetness out of those onions, but I'm going to do it again. So in my colander, give it a nice squeeze. And basically mix it as you go because you want that onion evenly distributed throughout the potatoes. I'm getting excited already. It's going to be a good night, Michelle. We're going to have latkes for dinner. So there we go. So just put that to the side for a second. Get rid of this one also for a second because it's going to come back. And then if you don't have cheesecloth, you can use a very clean tea towel and you basically put your shredded mixture into the middle and then you just take up the sides and again you do another little arm workout. You can see the water is just coming out straight away and I can actually see I've got potato starch already. You can see how much is coming out of there. It's a big no-no for latkes. You want it to be all out. I'm actually quite shocked about how much is coming out of there. I'm doing it again, I'm pulling faces when I'm going. Here we go. I think that's good now. All right, so that's them shredded. My trusty Michelle, could I have a bowl, please, just to continue this beautiful recipe? Oh, that looks awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you. So, into a bowl, we will put our shredded mixture. This bowl might be slightly too small, but we don't really mind, do we? You don't really need that much potatoes right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in all of the other ingredients. So I've got here tonight 2 eggs. Pour that in. Salt and pepper. Be generous, because you know potatoes love salt, and so do I. And then your matzah meal. It smells like Pesach when I do that. All those matzah days. And then potato starch. So you can start off with what it says on the recipe, which is a tablespoon. I always put an extra bit in the bowl here because if it doesn't come together as I like it, then I can just add in a little bit more potato starch. So we'll give that a good mix. You can use your hands, you can use your fork, you can use your whatever you feel like. But just make sure that you get it evenly distributed throughout the mixture. That's looking good. I'm going to get my hands in because you know what, we're going to make the patties with our hands anyway. Now, before I get too hectic on the mixing, I should light my oil. So you want to use an oil that has a high smoke point, and that can be an avocado oil or a grapeseed oil or a peanut oil, all readily available in the normal shops. I've used peanut oil tonight, and what I'm going to add to my peanut oil is a little bit of schmaltz. Who doesn't love a little bit of schmaltz? And by the time I finish eating all of these latkes, I'm going to have a lot of schmaltz. Okay, so as the oil heats, I'm just going to keep mixing that through. Again, probably should have done it in a bigger bowl, but I didn't, but it doesn't matter. It's all going nicely in there. So while the oil's heating, I will pour in, literally it's a 1/4 cup of schmaltz, and the schmaltz is going in there because it just gives it that beautiful latke flavor. You're not going to miss out on anything if you don't, but if you can get it, you can usually find it in kosher stores in the freezer section. So that's where you look for it, not in the fresh section, in the freezer section. Right. Now, how do you know if your oil is ready? Because you don't want it to be too hot, and obviously it needs to be hot enough. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. You can chuck a popcorn kernel in there, and as soon as it pops, that's when you know your oil is ready. Otherwise, you can just take a guesstimate, and like kind of I'm doing tonight, because I didn't bring a popcorn kernel, I didn't pack it away. We will try, what I do is just drop a little bit of potato in there, and I wait till it starts to sizzle, and I know, okay, I'm getting close. So for each latke, you want about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the mixture. Not too much, you don't want a huge latke. That's about what you want to end up with. Now, just be very careful, because you don't want to start getting burned, it ruins the whole experience. So have a couple of these things at the ready to help you put them in and take them out. So I think that oil is just about ready by the sounds of things. I'm going to test one first because I don't want to ruin all of my latkes by going in too quick. That way you only use one latke if you've messed up. Nice, nice, it's frying well. When you're frying your latkes, don't overcrowd the pan because that really reduces the temperature of the oil, and again you end up with soggy latkes. Try not to touch them once they go into the pan. Just leave them there. They're very happy. Well, this one is on its own. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes each side to get that nice crispiness, and then just flip it over once. Don't mess around with them, just leave it be. And we will come back to this in just a second when I have a check on this one. So once you've found the perfect temperature for your latke, then just keep them going. As I said, do not overcrowd the pan. 3 to 4 in a normal size pan is plenty, because you really want that heat to stay the same. Now, a couple of tips, because you know I'm good for a tip. Once you take them out of the pan, do not put them straight onto kitchen paper. What you need to do is what I've done here. I hope you can see it. I've put a cookie rack out, or some sort of an oven rack, whatever you've got, and I've put the kitchen paper underneath to catch the dripping oil, because as soon as you put a latke on top of any type of paper, it's just going to go, and all that crispiness that you spent so long perfecting getting the oil right will be gone. So that's a little tip from me. I also told you that I would show you how to get potato starch. So this is the water, the leftover water from when I grated the potatoes. If you just tip it out, which I will do off screen, the bottom of the bowl, I hope you can see it. I'll just rub my fingers through it so you can see it, is potato starch. It's amazing. So then you have to buy it. You can just have it in your bowl. So that is what you add into the grated potato and the onion in the mix, and that helps the latkes stick together, stay combined, and they don't fall apart in your pan. So I'll just take my last few remaining latkes out. The smell of schmaltz in the air is actually quite beautiful. This way the air gets underneath them and around them, drains off the oil, you can see straight onto it, and they stay nice and crispy. So there you have it. Potato latkes that are crispy and yummy. Get a nice board to put them on. I like this little board because I'm just going to do it like this. Now, I'm a savoury chick, as you know. Michelle is obviously not. She's South African, and she tells me quite interestingly, I won't say weird, it's not weird, no one's tastes are weird, that she has her latkes with cinnamon sugar. What? I have my latkes with sour cream and caviar and a little bit of salt and pepper, maybe a bit of parsley. Whatever floats your boat. Enjoy your latkes this year. Chanukah Sameach, and I hope you all have fun. We're coming up again with a few more recipes, so stay tuned. It's been beautiful to share my national vegetable with you all. Take care. See you soon.